Okay, for our next set of videos, you're going to need this corner that we just sewed, the front zipper, and pieces F and G, as well as your zipper ends, your piece M zipper ends. So we're going to start with the zipper. This one I've already cut to the size listed in the pattern for the front zipper for size small. And I'm going to take my 4 M pieces. You can use 2 exterior and 2 lining, or just 4 lining. These are 1 1¼ inches by 1½ inches. So make sure when you are lining them up that you make them the width across of 1¼ inch. Sorry, I can't remember exactly what that is in centimeters, but it's in the pattern. If you are using a smaller zipper, like a size 3 zipper, you're just going to want to center your zipper directly in the middle of this seam end. So I'm going to sandwich both ends. Right sides together. And our seam allowance is still 3/8 of an inch when we sew. I'm going to go back to my normal foot just for a second, then probably back to my Teflon foot. I just find it easier to sew with my normal foot. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Okay. And now I'm going to increase my stitch length. Turn these wrong sides together and sew across. And the same on the other side. For this, you're going to want to make sure that it opens with the zipper at the top. So I'm leaving my zipper in the middle, but I just remind myself, okay, by looking at it, all right, this is the top. As you can see, my zipper is slightly off by just one, whatever these are called, prongs, can't remember, one tooth. I'm new to zipper tape, and I practiced and tried very hard to get these zippers all right, and I think 2 of them I got off by one of them I got perfect, so I still need to work on my zipper tapes. So the top we're going to have at the top here, and I also need one of my piece Fs. Remember, you have 2 piece Fs. One of them was cut on the dotted line, one on the solid line, mirrored. So what I need right now is the one that is larger, that is cut on the dotted line. So I'm going to put the mirrored one back. And you notice this has both triangles and circle. The triangle is for the larger one, and that will match with the triangle back on our piece E. We're going to be sewing these together. But we're going to be putting our zipper in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to fold back this piece. I'm going to unsnap this. It'll make it a little easier to work with. Fold back my pocket out of the way. And I'm going to center this zipper here. So it's going to be a little bit longer on both ends, and I just am eyeballing that, making sure it's the same. That looks the same. This is a little tough sometimes. I've got my tripod so close to my head that if I move my head, I bump it. So I've got to be careful how I sew. I typically clip it to the size E, or piece E, the top left exterior. And then I take this piece F and I put it right sides together and match up the edges here. Make sure, I think I mentioned in the cutting video, I have on the pattern piece top and bottom. Well, this pattern piece, I think it's underneath it says top here, but it's covered up by part of the paper. Top and bottom. If you think you're going to have a hard time remembering, just look back at your pattern piece or mark it somehow with like a T and a B. So you remember this is the top. It's really easy to get yourself turned around while making this. So I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. So when I always do the ends first, make sure they match up, and then everything in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to switch to my zipper foot. We're still using a 3/8 inch seam allowance, which brings me to size 3 zippers. If you were using a size 3 zipper, when you clip this in, you're going to leave 1/8 of an inch between the edge of the zipper and the edge. Right now it's flush. If you're doing 3/8 of an inch, or sorry, if you're using a size 3 zipper, which is about 1 inch wide rather than 1 1/4 inch, then you just move it over 1/8 of an inch. Of course, since you are using the same size zipper ends, the zipper ends should match up with the raw edge. And I'm going to move this zipper farther up. Sorry if you can hear my kids' TV show in the background. Okay, so I am going to fold down this pocket. I hope this fabric isn't too hard to see with. It's very bright and vibrant. But I felt like it went so well with this solid green. And then I fold the zipper down, but I'm keeping this top off to the side and make sure this pocket stays out of the way. And I'm going to now top stitch this. I'm switching my zipper foot to the other side. Okay, my machine seems to be stuck. There. What am I caught on? Okay, so now I am ready to do the next step. For that, I will need the other F piece. We're going to be doing the circles now. And then for piece G, which you can kind of see here, has a circle. So we'll need piece G and piece F. I'm going to start off with my my lining, which, there, I have it the right way now. I need to remember this is the top, this is the bottom. So when I put this in the right spot, I'm going to match, instead of centering it like before, I'm going to match it up with the top. But the seam is actually not sewn right here, it's sewn 3/8 of an inch away. So I am going to match basically right here with right here, 3/8 of an inch away from there. So this ends up sticking out just a little bit, but it's matched up there where the seam line will be. And then I will clip this into place all the way down. And this extends at the end a little bit because it's not centered. All right, and now I need my size E piece. You'll notice we're not doing anything with the darts yet. I'm going to save that for the end. So right now we're working with a flat piece, and I find that a little easier. And we'll match up the ends right here. And if you're doing a size 3 zipper, you would also be arranging this 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Okay, so here I am with my zipper foot again. And I'm going to move my zipper pull a little farther down. Okay, moving the pull back up. So I still have all these sides, these pulled to the side, including the front of the zipper pocket, or sorry, the back of the zipper pocket. But these two pieces that I just sewed together, I'm going to pull this way. Just look like this on the back. I'm going to pull it away from the zipper. And I'm going to top stitch this. I probably should switch to my Teflon foot. So I'm feeling on the back and the front to make sure it's pulled away from the zipper. Okay, so this is what we have. And I'm going to let these sides fall together. And pretty good. Looks like I have it slightly off. So I'm just going to make sure that it's flat here. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way though, because it's messing with my flatness a little bit. There, okay, so it's not perfect here. So I'm just going to go ahead and clip it like this and sew it around. Sometimes I get it just exact. Sometimes it's slightly off. I'll just keep my zipper foot on for now, but you can move it back if you want. I sew around. Okay. So just like when I basted this, I like to baste this just along the edge here. And at the bottom, this is really only a tiny little bit here, so it's not as necessary to baste this, but I usually do. Okay, and I am going to trim off the extra. Okay, we are almost done with this front. All that's left is sewing the darts. So I already marked the darts on the back. You can mark it on the front, but I think it's easier on the back. And I'm going to fold them in half. Oops, I'm going to switch my foot out. And I'm going to sew right along that line. Okay, and how I finish off the dart really has a lot to do with how thick my fabric is. With a lot of fabrics, I just fold it, and that's what I'll do on the lining. I'll just fold it and sew it like this. But with this being just a little thicker, I am going to trim it and then trim this part of it too. And so later on I will open up this dart when sewing other parts, other steps. Okay. Okay, so now if you look at the inside of your purse, you'll see that both pockets should be cradled in here. And you're now ready to work on the back.